What's on your mind this morning? We talked yesterday about quarantining your complaining. I'm wondering this morning if we still have some things about this current crisis that's on our mind, COVID-19 and our home quarantine. It's inevitable. We're going to be thinking about that some, but if we can quarantine that complaining and get the complaining out, then the question is, okay, so what's going to take its place? Something's going to be going on in our mind always. So what do we put in its place? And I think the answer to that is part of Paul's secret when he talks about learning the secret of being content in any circumstance. Part of the secret is to replace our grumbling with gratitude, to be thankful. One of the things that Paul writes in chapter 4, beginning in verse 6 is, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving present your requests to God. And the peace of God that we really would like to have right now, which transcends or passes all understandings, will guard your hearts." If you want to be at peace, be in gratitude. Zoom in on that with thanksgiving and think about that a little bit and what that means. Paul modeled that in his own experience and in his own living out his contentment, regardless of his circumstances in jail. When he writes to the people in Philippi, he begins the letter by saying, "I thank my God for you." He's being thankful for people not because they're perfect, they've got flaws. He's writing about some of those, but he's still grateful for them. On a little further down in chapter 1, he talks about the people who are preaching, some of them doing that to stir up more opposition for him, to get him in trouble even further than he already is. And even in that, he says in verse 18, "But what does it matter? The important thing is that in every way, whether from false motives or true, Christ is preached, and because of this I rejoice." So even in that, he's grateful for what's happening because some good things are coming out of it. In his first letter to the church in Thessalonica, he says in what we call chapter 5, to do some simple things, 3 short little verses: "Rejoice always, pray continually, and give thanks in all circumstances." Rejoice, give thanks, and in the middle praying. Those things are related. That Greek word for giving thanks is Eucharisto, which in its root has the word chara, which is the word for joy. Joy and thanksgiving are cousins, and so when we are grateful, we're more likely to also enjoy life and feel some contentment in life. Notice he doesn't say to be thankful for everything, but just in everything. I am not thankful for coronavirus, and I'm not thankful for the crisis, but in that there are many things to be grateful for. Simple, obvious one is, so far as I know, I don't have it. Hopefully you don't either, and I can be thankful for that. In addition to that, I'm not thankful for being confined to home, but I am thankful I have a home. I'm thankful I have a fun wife to spend time with and enjoy life with. I'm thankful that I have a variety of ways to stay in touch with you, including being able to do this little Devo. There are always things to be thankful for, and there are so many things, even in this, to be grateful for. Don't stop with my short list. You keep adding to it. Let me encourage you, use the comment sections below this to just take some time to talk about things you can be thankful for, even in the middle of this crisis. Invite your family to get involved in this with you. Have family meal times while you're staying at home, and use those times to encourage people in your family to talk about things we can be thankful for. The more we think about things that we have to be grateful for, the more we get rid of our grumbling and replace it with gratitude, the more we're going to enjoy life and enjoy even getting through this difficulty. Live with thanksgiving, and you'll live with joy. And may God bless us to find gratitude and contentment as we go through this crisis together. I hope you have a great